My dad knocked me out, stole my savings to fund his vacation, then said, "I never saw you as a son. You're just a walking wallet." So I went nuclear and destroyed his life. Sup Reddit. SOI, 31 male, work as a welder. Single, decent at my job, terrible at saving money. My family's always been tight on cash but heavy on promises. Next year we'll take that trip. Next year things will be different. Next year we'll actually spend time together. 20 years of next years. So when my dad started planning a real vacation to Costa Rica, I didn't hesitate. Sold my truck, worked doubles, lived on ramen for 8 months. My older brother Justin was going. My mom, my dad. 4 of us. First real family trip since I was 12. I handed over $2,400 without a second thought. Told myself this was it. Proof we could still be a family. The day of the trip, I woke up on my kitchen floor with my face stuck to the linoleum and no memory of how I got there. The first thing I registered was the taste. Metallic, chemical, wrong. Like someone had dissolved pennies in cough syrup and poured it down my throat. The second thing was the light. Afternoon sun cutting through the blinds at an angle that made no sense. I'd gone to bed around 11 p.m. My alarm was set for 4:15 a.m. I was supposed to be at the airport by 5:30, boarding a flight to Costa Rica at 7:15. Instead, I was lying face down on my kitchen floor in yesterday's clothes, drooling onto cheap tile. I tried to stand and immediately regretted it. My head felt like someone had filled it with wet cement and then taken a sledgehammer to the back of my skull. Not a hangover. I'd had plenty of hangovers in my 31 years. This was different. This felt medical. I crawled to the counter and pulled myself up using the cabinet handles. Stood there swaying, blinking against the light, trying to piece together what had happened. My phone was on the counter next to the sink. Dead. I plugged it in and watched the Apple logo appear, while my brain slowly came back online. The night before. Thursday night. The night before our family vacation. I remembered my dad coming over around 7 p.m. He'd brought my older brother Justin with him. Said they wanted to go over the trip details one more time before we all met at the airport in the morning. My mom was driving separately, staying at a hotel near the airport, so she wouldn't have to wake up as early. Dad had brought drinks. Fancy energy drinks, he said. Some expensive imported brand I didn't recognize. Said he wanted to toast to the trip before we left. Our first real family vacation in over a decade. I remembered taking a can. Remembered the strange aftertaste as it went down. Remembered thinking it tasted a little off, but I chalked it up to not being familiar with the brand. Then nothing. Just black until I woke up on the floor. My phone buzzed to life. I checked the time. 2:47 p.m. March 14th. The flight left at 7:15 a.m. 7.5 hours ago. I had 52 missed calls, 134 text messages. The group chat with my family was a wall of increasingly frantic messages from my mom. The last one, sent at 6:48 a.m. "We're boarding now. Where are you? Your father said you texted him that you changed your mind. What's going on?" I read that message 3 times. Let each word hit me one at a time. Your father said you texted him that you changed your mind. I opened my sent messages. There it was, sitting in the thread with my dad like a damn confession. Sent at 5:38 a.m. from my phone. Can't make the trip. Something came up with work. Go without me. Don't wait. I didn't write that. I was passed out on my kitchen floor at 5:38 a.m. with whatever was in that drink still working through my system. My wallet was on the counter. I grabbed it, flipped it open. Empty. The $1,800 cash I'd pulled from my savings account for the trip, spending money, emergency fund, buffer for unexpected costs, was gone. My backup visa, the one I kept for travel emergencies with a $3,000 limit, was also missing. I sat down hard on one of my kitchen chairs. The room was spinning, and it had nothing to do with whatever they'd slipped me. My dad and Justin had drugged me. They'd taken my cash, taken my card, sent a fake text from my phone while I was unconscious. Then they'd gotten on a plane with my mom and left me here. The trip I'd spent 8 months saving for. 8 months of overtime shifts at the welding shop. Doubles on weekends, covering for guys who called in sick, volunteering for overnight jobs because they paid time and a half. I'd sold my F-150, the truck I rebuilt with my own hands over 2 summers, downgrading to a 10-year-old Honda Civic with 180,000 miles, and a transmission that sounded like it was dying every time I shifted gears. Lived on ramen and discount bin groceries since August. Canceled my gym membership, stopped going out, turned down every invitation to grab drinks or catch a game. $2,400 for my share, plus the $1,800 cash they'd stolen straight out of my wallet. My buddies thought I was crazy. It's just a vacation, Cal had said. You'll go on plenty of vacations. But he didn't get it. I hadn't taken a real family trip since I was 12. 20 years of holidays where everyone was too busy, too broke, too wrapped up in their own drama. This was supposed to be different. This was supposed to prove we could still function as a family. 8 months of sacrifice, gone in one night. I tried calling my mom. Straight to voicemail. Airplane mode, probably. Or maybe they'd already landed and she was still in transit. I tried Justin. Same thing. I tried my dad. His phone rang once, then disconnected. He'd declined the call. I found his jacket first, hanging on my kitchen chair, forgotten in their rush. Inside pocket, prescription bottle, his name on the label. Zolpidem, generic Ambien, prescribed 3 months ago. 6 pills missing from 30. I bagged it without touching it. Evidence. Checked my bank app. The $2,400 I'd transferred in November, still sitting in his account. He'd never booked my ticket. 8 months of planning, and my name was never on anything. I'd never thought to verify. He was my father. This wasn't some spur-of-the-moment thing. They planned this. And I was going to document every piece of it. I went to the ER at County General. Told them I suspected I'd been drugged. They took it seriously. Blood and urine samples sealed and labeled. Symptoms documented. Disorientation. Muscle weakness. Metallic taste. Retrograde amnesia. The doctor said it was consistent with sedative hypnotic exposure. Drugs like Zolpidem often caused the memory void I'd experienced. Blood and urine collected Friday at 3:47 p.m. That matters in court. Then I started thinking about Costa Rica. I opened my laptop and logged into my email. Found every forwarded confirmation my dad had sent to the family group chat over the past 8 months. Resort booking, airport shuttle, zip line canopy tour, white water rafting, deep sea fishing charter, sunset catamaran cruise with dinner. Every single one had his email as the primary contact, his name as the account holder, his phone number for confirmations. But I knew all his passwords, had for years. He was hopeless with technology. Couldn't figure out how to reset his own email password without calling me in a panic. Same password for everything. Justin's birthday, plus the street number from our old house. I'd told him 100 times to change it. He never listened. I cracked my knuckles, pulled my laptop closer, and got to work. The resort was first. Selva Verde Resort and Spa, Beachfront Eco Lodge. 7 nights, 4 guests. I logged into his email. Same password for a decade. Found the booking. Their system was surprisingly lax. Just needed confirmation number and email verification. No phone call, no additional ID. Canceled. Refund processing in 5 to 7 business days. Screenshotted everything. Reservation details, cancellation confirmation, the email thread where he'd bragged about negotiating an incredible deal. Saved to insurance folder. Their flight had landed, but they'd be in transit for a while. Customs, baggage, ground transportation. Alerts going to his email on Do Not Disturb. By the time he checked, too late. Airport shuttle next. Pura Vida transport. Online cancellation, done in 30 seconds. Then excursions. Zipline tour. Whitewater rafting. Fishing charter. All canceled within an hour. 1 call each. I had every detail from the forwarded emails. The rafting guy asked for confirmation number. Name on booking. Last 4 of the card. I had all 3. Processed. The sunset catamaran cruise was the only thing I couldn't cancel. Their system required the full card number. Fine. Let them have one nice evening in their disaster vacation. Call it a parting gift. By that evening, I'd dismantled almost everything. Their plane had landed hours ago, but I knew my dad kept his email on Do Not Disturb during travel. He'd complained about missing notifications on past trips. By the time he checked his phone and realized something was wrong, it would be too late to fix any of it. I took screenshots of every cancellation confirmation, saved them all in the insurance folder. Then I closed my laptop, took a long shower because I still smelled like chemicals and floor tile, and made myself dinner for the first time in what felt like days. Scrambled eggs, toast, black coffee, simple fuel. My phone buzzed while I was eating. A text from my mom. Just landed. Weather is beautiful. Good thing you didn't come. You would have been a buzzkill anyway. Your father says you've been acting weird lately. Hope you get your head straight. I stared at that message for a solid minute. Let it sink in. She actually thought I'd bailed on purpose. Thought I was the problem. My own mother. I didn't respond. By 8 p.m. Costa Rica time, my phone started exploding. First text was from Justin. Dude, there's no shuttle. Where's the shuttle? Then my dad. Call me. Now. Then my mom. Honey, something's wrong with our hotel reservation. They're saying it was canceled this morning. This is serious. Call your father immediately. I watched the messages roll in without responding. My mom trying to stay calm at first, then getting increasingly panicked. Justin getting more and more pissed. My dad's texts getting shorter and more aggressive. I waited until 10 p.m. their time. Let them spend 2 full hours trying to figure out what had gone wrong. Let them take an overpriced taxi from the airport to a resort that no longer had any record of their reservation. Let them stand at a front desk and argue with staff who had no idea who they were, watching other tourists check in smoothly while they got more desperate. Then my phone rang. My dad. I let it ring twice before I answered. His voice was controlled, but I could hear the edge underneath it. The barely contained fury of a man whose plan had gone completely sideways. Travis, what the heck did you do? Not a question, a statement. I don't know what you mean. Don't play stupid. The hotel says our reservation was canceled this morning. All the excursions are canceled. Every single one. Someone called and canceled everything. That's strange. Maybe you should check your email. Make sure everything's still confirmed on your end. Long silence. You think this is funny? We're stuck at an airport in a foreign country with nowhere to stay. Your mother is about to have a panic attack. Sounds rough, Dad. Almost as rough as waking up on your kitchen floor with an empty wallet and a fake text message sent from your own phone. Even longer silence. I could almost hear him recalculating. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure you don't. I found the Ambien bottle in your jacket, by the way. The one you left on my kitchen chair. Your name's on the prescription. Nothing for almost 10 seconds. When he spoke again, his voice was different. Quieter. You're making accusations you can't prove. We'll see about that. Enjoy your trip. I hung up, blocked his number, and finished my eggs. They were cold by now, but they tasted better than anything I'd eaten in months. I spent Friday afternoon and all of Saturday building an airtight case. Medical proof from the ER. Bank records showing my $2,400 went into Dad's account in November and my "I'm not coming" text went out at 5:38 a.m. while I was unconscious. And video, Vance, a buddy from the welding shop, had ring footage from early Friday morning. I'd parked at his place because my complex was doing lot maintenance. At 4:52 a.m., Dad's black Tahoe pulls up. Justin gets out, tries my door handle, peers through the windows. They talk, gesture at my car, at Vance's house, then leave. 46 minutes before the fake text went out. I locked my credit, filed an identity theft report with the FTC, and saved everything to a folder on my laptop labeled insurance. My phone buzzed all morning with desperate texts from unknown numbers. Family using other people's phones since I'd blocked them. Travis, this is Mom, please call us. We're sleeping in the airport. Bro, what is your problem? Call Dad back, he's losing it. We found a hostel, it has bugs, call us. I drove across town to Cal's. Cal and I had been friends since high school. He was the only person who told me straight up that going on a family vacation with my dad was a bad idea. The guy's been shady your whole life, he'd said back in November. Remember when he borrowed your graduation money and never paid it back? Be careful. I'd brushed him off at the time. Family was family. I told Cal everything. The drugging, the theft, the fake text, the cancellations, the documentation I'd spent 2 days putting together. He listened without interrupting, occasionally shaking his head. When I finished, he cracked open a soda and said, "All right, so what's the move?" I was thinking about taking a trip. He raised an eyebrow. Not Costa Rica. Somewhere better. And I'm not going alone. Booking a last-minute international trip is expensive. I didn't care. I had my primary credit card, not the backup they'd stolen, and I needed to be somewhere else. Cal was on board immediately. He'd been wanting to go to Puerto Rico for months. His boss had been nagging him to use his PTO. This was, in his words, fate. We found a flight leaving Sunday morning and a hotel in Old San Juan. The flights and hotel for both of us, 5 nights, came to $2,400. Same amount my dad had stolen from me. Felt kind of poetic, honestly. I paid without hesitation and told Cal to keep his wallet in his pocket. Sunday morning, Cal and I caught our flight to San Juan. No problems at security. Smooth boarding. The hotel was better in person. Suite on the 8th floor, balcony overlooking the ocean. Cal walked straight to the railing and just stood there taking it in. We spent 5 days doing exactly what we wanted. Ate too much, slept until noon, rented a Jeep and drove the island with the windows down, found a restaurant in La Parguera where an old man made the best mofongo either of us had ever tasted. Day 4, deep sea fishing out of Fajardo. The charter captain had been running boats for 30 years, told stories about hurricanes and celebrity clients. We caught a yellowfin tuna that took 45 minutes to reel in. My arms felt like they'd been through a meat grinder, but I didn't let go. When we finally got it to the boat, I was shaking from exhaustion and adrenaline. Posted the picture, me holding the fish with both hands, arms trembling, grinning like an idiot. Caption: when the universe takes something away, it gives you something better. I turned off my phone after that. Didn't check it for 3 days. Meanwhile, my family had returned from Costa Rica Tuesday morning, several days early. Sunday, my tox results posted to the patient portal. The ER had run a tox screen and sent confirmatory testing to an outside lab. Initial screen suggested a sedative. Confirmatory testing came back positive for zolpidem, at a level consistent with recent ingestion. The doc's notes said the findings matched what you'd expect from a sleep medication like Ambien, taken without the patient's knowledge. The report was sitting in my online portal, waiting. I'd download it later. Their trip had been a disaster from the start. I found out the details later from my aunt, who'd been getting updates from my mom the whole time. Friday night, Costa Rica time. They'd slept in the San Jose airport. Every nearby hotel was either booked or charging $400 plus per night because they knew stranded tourists were desperate. My dad refused to pay that much. Pride or stubbornness or both. They camped out near the food court, using luggage as pillows. My mom sent my aunt a picture. 3 people sprawled across airport chairs under fluorescent lights, looking miserable. Saturday, budget motel an hour away. $95 a night, no AC and 80-degree humidity. Serious mold situation in the bathroom. Justin slept on top of the covers, too grossed out to touch the sheets. Sunday, my mom and dad got into a screaming match in the motel parking lot. She wanted to cut their losses and fly home. He insisted they could salvage the trip. Justin sided with my dad, always the loyal soldier. My dad tried to rent a car, discovered his credit card was near the limit. Between cancellation fees, the expensive taxi from the airport, and motel deposits, he was tapped out. They ended up on a local bus for 4 hours to reach a beach that turned out to be rocky and covered in seaweed. Monday, they tried rebooking excursions. Everything sold out. Peak season. They flew home Tuesday morning, defeated and exhausted. My mom got home first, went to my apartment. She had a spare key from years ago. Empty. No note. My car was gone. She panicked, called my aunt, thinking something had happened to me. Then, Justin saw my Instagram. According to my aunt, who heard it from my mom, Justin absolutely lost his mind. Started screaming about how I was living it up in paradise while they'd been sleeping in airports and moldy motels. My mom pulled up the photo on her phone. Me with the tuna, the ocean, the smile, the caption about the universe giving something better. She stared at it for a long time. Then she called my aunt, asked questions, real questions, about what really happened, about the text message, about the timeline. My aunt, being my aunt, didn't hold back. Told her everything I'd told her, about waking up on my kitchen floor, the stolen money, the fake text, the Ambien bottle. My mom listened, didn't interrupt, just listened. Then she hung up and turned to my dad. Did you book Travis's ticket? He couldn't answer. His face said everything. She already knew. That's when she started asking the real questions. About the Ambien prescription she'd never heard of. About the text message from my phone at 5:38 a.m. Friday morning. About why they'd been at my car in the middle of the night. About why Justin had been with him. My dad tried to spin it. Said I must have drugged myself. Said I'd probably hacked into his email to cancel everything. But he couldn't produce a single confirmation with my name on it. Couldn't explain the ring footage. Couldn't explain the bottle with his name on it. Couldn't explain any of it. My mom got quiet. Really quiet. That's when Justin knew they were screwed. My mom only got that quiet when she was done. Completely done. She looked at my dad one more time. You drugged our son. You stole from him. You left him unconscious on his floor. Not questions, statements. It wasn't, we didn't mean for, get out of my house. By Wednesday, she'd moved him out. Filed for divorce by Friday. Didn't ask for my side of the story first. Didn't need to. She'd finally opened her eyes and saw exactly what he was. Justin called me 17 times that week. Left messages ranging from angry to desperate. Bro, you're destroying the family. Dad's a mess because of you. Mom won't talk to us. Call me back or I swear... I didn't. I was in Puerto Rico eating fresh seafood and sleeping past noon. Cal and I flew home Friday. I'd spent $3,100 total. Flights, hotel, food, activities, the fishing charter, tips for everyone who'd made the experience worthwhile. Every penny worth it. When I got back to my apartment, there was a certified letter in my mailbox. Demand letter from a lawyer's office. My dad claimed I owed him $6,200 for intentional interference with contractual relationships and malicious destruction of vacation reservations, threatening to sue within 30 days. I actually laughed out loud in the mailroom. The sheer audacity of the man was almost impressive. Took it to a paralegal buddy of mine, who I'd helped install a fence for last summer. We'd become friends over the course of that project. He was good people, straight shooter. He read the demand letter, shook his head slowly, told me it was garbage. The reservations were in my dad's name, booked with his email, paid with his card. Using my money, yes, but still technically his card on file. Even if I had canceled them, which I absolutely had, there was no legal basis for him to claim damages from me. The confirmations were his. The accounts were his. The email access was his. I just called the companies and said the magic words. His take: he's not going to sue you. This is pure intimidation. He's hoping you'll panic and pay just to make it go away and avoid the hassle. Don't give him a dime. I didn't. I spent the weekend unpacking, catching up on sleep, ignoring the 17 voicemails from Justin. Downloaded my tox results. Positive for Zolpidem. Added to the insurance folder. Monday, I went back to work. Got a few questions from coworkers about the tan. Told them I'd taken a last-minute trip to Puerto Rico. Kept it vague. Tuesday evening, I was making dinner. Pasta, nothing fancy, when someone pounded on my door. Not knocked, pounded. Hard enough that I thought something was wrong. I looked through the peephole. My dad and Justin standing there, both looking furious. I opened the door but left the chain on. What do you want? My dad's face was red, veins visible in his neck. We need to talk. About what? About you destroying our vacation. About you turning your mother against me. About you filing false police reports and spreading lies to the entire family. I hadn't filed a police report yet, but apparently he thought I had. Nothing false about anything I've said. Everything I told Mom is documented. Justin stepped forward, crowding closer to the door. You think you can just ruin people's lives and get away with it? I didn't ruin anything. You drugged me and stole my money. I documented it and told the truth. My dad's voice got louder. That's not what happened, and you know it. You were confused. You probably took something yourself and blamed me because you were angry about... I have ring footage of you at my car at 4:52 a.m. I have your Ambien bottle with your name on the prescription label. I have bank records showing I transferred $2,400, and you never booked my ticket. I have a son who's a vindictive little... Watch it, I said, cutting him off. You're on camera right now. I pointed at the Ring doorbell Vance had installed on my door before I left for Puerto Rico. My dad looked at the camera, then back at me. His jaw clenched. You could see him trying to figure out his next move. Take back what you told your mother. Tell her it was all a misunderstanding. It wasn't a misunderstanding. You drugged me. Justin tried a different approach. His voice was calmer, but had an edge to it. Look, man, Mom's divorcing Dad over this. She took the house, everything. He's living in a lousy rental. His church kicked him out. People won't talk to him. Can't you just let this go? No. Why not? What do you even want from him? Nothing. I don't want anything from him. I want both of you to leave me alone. My dad's voice dropped lower, almost threatening. You owe me $6,200 for those reservations. You're going to pay it. Your lawyer already sent that letter. My paralegal buddy looked at it, said it's garbage. So unless you actually plan to sue me and go through discovery, we're done here. We're not done, my dad said, his face getting redder. Not even close. You think you can just... Justin put his hand on my door, not pushing it, but resting his palm against it, making a point. Physical intimidation. You need to fix this. Call Mom. Tell her you made it all up. Take your hand off my door. Or what? Or I call the police and have you both arrested for trespassing and harassment. My dad actually laughed. Bitter. Angry. You're really going to call the cops on your own father? Your own brother? I pulled out my phone. Started dialing 911. My dad's eyes widened. You're really... The operator answered. 911. What's your emergency? I have 2 men at my apartment refusing to leave. They're threatening me and attempting to intimidate me. Both of them stepped back from the door immediately. Sir, are you in immediate danger? The operator asked. They're standing outside my door right now. One of them drugged me last month. I have medical documentation proving it. My dad's face went white. He turned and walked quickly toward the stairs. Justin followed, but not before throwing me one last glare that said this wasn't over. Sir, are they leaving? I watched through the peephole until they got in the Tahoe and drove off. Yeah, they're gone now. Do you want officers to come to your location and take a statement? Yes, please. 2 officers showed up 20 minutes later. young guy and an older woman, professional. I showed them the ring footage of the interaction, explained the history, the drugging, the theft, the fake text, the demand letter. They took detailed notes, asked clarifying questions, gave me an incident number. You might want to consider filing for a restraining order, the older officer said, especially given the prior incident and the fact that there's a pattern of harassment forming. How do I do that? She explained the process. Courthouse, forms, brief hearing. I filed for one the next morning. Wednesday, I filed a formal police report. Laid out everything. Talk screen, ring footage, prescription bottle, bank records. Case number assigned. The officer was straight with me. This goes to detectives now. Could take weeks, could take months. Criminal charges don't happen overnight. I nodded. I wasn't expecting instant justice. I just wanted the paper trail to be official. The restraining order was granted the following week. My dad couldn't come within 500 feet of me or my apartment. Justin wasn't on it initially, but after he showed up at my work 2 days later trying to talk some sense into me, I got one for him too. My paralegal buddy helped me send preservation letters to the airline, resort, and cell carrier. Called my bank, reported the card stolen, opened fraud disputes. The extended family fallout started right away. My aunt fed information to relatives, my uncle, my grandmother, cousins. By the following week, everyone knew. Victor had drugged his son with prescription sleeping pills, stolen his money, sent a fake text while he was unconscious, left him on his kitchen floor, and Justin had helped him do it. Reactions were mixed. Some believed me immediately. Others were skeptical. A few tried playing peacemaker, suggesting we work through this like a family. I declined every attempt. Nothing to mediate. I'd been drugged and robbed by my father and brother. There was no family left to save. My parents' divorce moved fast. My mom got the house, the car, half of everything. My dad got the Tahoe, his 401k, and monthly alimony payments. Her divorce attorney requested all my documentation, police report, tox results, ring footage, preservation letters. My dad's lawyer tried to exclude it. Judge denied the motion. Justin sided with my dad, moved into the rental with him, started posting on social media about fake family and backstabbers. I muted him. The money, $1,800 cash, $2,400 transfer, all the charges, I wrote off. Civil court would cost more than I'd recover. But the fallout kept spreading. Small town consequences. My dad had been a deacon at his church for 15 years. My aunt made sure the pastor got a copy of the police report. Church leadership suggested he step back. He stopped going entirely. Too many questions he couldn't answer. His job was fine. HR didn't care as long as he showed up. But his social network fell apart. Guys he'd played golf with stopped returning calls. Neighbors looked away. Drugged his own son to steal vacation money isn't a story people forget. Justin caught collateral. He'd been up for a promotion to crew lead. Then he started coming in late, snapping at people, racking up write-ups. Turns out sleeping in airports and getting exposed as dad's accomplice doesn't do wonders for your mental stability. But that wasn't the only thing. The shop found out. Not officially, not in some HR memo, just the way small towns work. Once guys started asking Justin if he really helped dad drug me, his future lead image was toast. Nobody wants that drama running a crew. Management didn't say, it's because you helped drug your brother. They just quietly handed the promotion to someone who wasn't falling apart. Justin blamed me. Started spiraling, according to mutual friends who still talked to both of us. My aunt cut them both off entirely. Justin had been her favorite nephew. Not anymore. My mom tried reaching out a few times in the weeks after. Text messages. I'm so sorry I didn't believe you at first. I should have known something was wrong. Can we talk? I read them. Didn't respond. She'd called me a buzzkill. Said it was good I didn't come. My own mother. And she only changed her tune when she couldn't ignore the evidence anymore. That told me exactly where I ranked with her. 4 months went by. Summer turned the corner. The letter arrived on a Tuesday. Plain envelope, county seal in the corner. I opened it standing at my mailbox. State of state, county of county. In the matter of Victor. 2 counts. Administering intoxicating substances without consent. Theft in the 2nd degree. Preliminary hearing scheduled for August 14th. I read it twice. Not because I didn't understand it, because I wanted to feel it. My name wasn't on the letter. I was listed as the victim. But somewhere in the county courthouse, my dad's name was on a docket. His fingerprints were in a system. A judge would read a file with his face on it and decide what happened next. I folded the letter carefully, put it back in the envelope, and walked inside. Made myself a cup of coffee. Sat on my couch and looked out the window for a long time. This was real now. Not family drama. Not he said, she said. The state had looked at what he did and said, this is a crime. According to my aunt, Justin found out a week later when detectives showed up at the rental asking questions. He panicked, started ranting about lawyers and plea deals, and how this was getting real. Dad told him to shut up and let him handle it. Neither of them handled it well. I got promoted at the welding shop. Shift supervisor, better pay, benefits. Cal and I started planning Italy for the following year. I reconnected with friends. Started going to the gym. Life kept going. Then the messages started. First from my mom. Your father wants to apologize. Can you please talk to him? I know I hurt you too, and I'm sorry. I should have believed you from the start. Please. I didn't respond. Week later, she tried again. Travis, I'm begging you. I was wrong. I said terrible things. I'm your mother, and I failed you. Please give me a chance to make this right. I read it, deleted it, moved on. 2 weeks after that, my dad texted from a new number. Travis, I need to talk to you. Please. I'm sorry. I blocked it. Few days later, Justin sent an email. Long, rambling. How they'd both made mistakes. How the family was falling apart. How I needed to be the bigger person. How dad was depressed and falling apart. How mom was a mess without me. I didn't respond. There was no family to fall apart. They destroyed it themselves. Then my aunt called. Your dad's been calling me, crying, saying he wants to make things right. Your mother too. She's a mess, honey. She knows she messed up. I told them I wasn't getting involved, but I'm telling you so you know. What do you think I should do? Whatever you want, honey. You don't owe any of them anything. Not after what they did and said. But if you want my opinion, don't answer until you're ready. If you're ever ready. I wasn't ready. Month later, my mom showed up at the welding shop. Caught me on lunch break. She looked tired, older than I remembered. Travis, please. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm asking you to hear me out. Why would I do that? Because I'm your mother, and because I was wrong. About everything. The things I said, not believing you, defending your father when I should have protected you. You called me a buzzkill. Said it was good I didn't come. You didn't even ask my side before assuming I'd bailed on the family. She flinched. I know, and I hate myself for it. I was blind. I chose to believe him over you, and that's unforgivable. Yeah, it is. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm just asking you to let me try to make it right, even if it takes years. Even if you never do forgive me. I looked at her for a long moment, saw the regret, the exhaustion, the real pain. I'm not ready, I said. Maybe I won't ever be, but right now, no. She nodded slowly. I understand. Just think about it. For yourself, not for him. Not for me, for yourself. She left without another word. I thought about it for about 10 seconds. Answer was still no. 6 months after everything started, I was sitting on my couch with Cal, watching a game, when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Text. This is your dad. I know you blocked me. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just want you to know I understand what I did was unforgivable. I destroyed our family. I destroyed your trust. I destroyed everything that mattered. Justin and I both did. I'm not asking you to respond. I just need you to know that I know. I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone now. I read it twice. Showed it to Cal. What are you going to do? He asked. Nothing. You don't want to respond? What would I say? Thanks for finally admitting you drugged me and stole from me? Thanks for letting mom think I was the problem? Cal shrugged. I don't know, man. Maybe that's exactly what you say. Or maybe you just let it go. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I deleted it. Blocked the number. Another text came in an hour later. Different unknown number. My mom this time. I saw your dad's message. I know you probably won't read this, but I need you to know. I'm not making excuses for what I said or did. I was cruel when you needed me most. I chose the wrong side. I failed as your mother. I don't expect forgiveness. I just want you to know I see it now. I see what I did, and I'm sorry. I love you. I always will, even if you never speak to me again. I read it once, deleted it, blocked that number too, went back to watching the game. Cal looked over at me. You good? Yeah, I'm good. And I was. First time in months I actually felt free. They made their choices. They showed me exactly who they were. My father, my brother, even my mother. And I believed them. I didn't owe them forgiveness. Didn't owe them a second chance. Didn't owe them anything. They could live with what they'd done. That was their problem now, not mine. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel and help us bring you more and better stories. Thanks.